Yes, people, and welcome back to the Ram Stand. It is the first, I believe, last minute preview that I'm going to be doing, and it is, of course, Liverpool versus Toulouse. Obviously, a very more or less simple game, I want to say. I think this is a kind of game where we should be winning on a day to day basis, given the fact Toulouse aren't really in a good run of form. I think they're right now, I think off the top of my head, they're 13th in the league and dropping. Obviously, they already got to the Europa League, not through the actual positions, but actually through the fact that they won, I think, their version of the League Cup. So, look, all in all, it should be more or less a straightforward victory for Liverpool. But again, we can't always guarantee if that's going to happen on a day-to-day basis. But obviously, before I get to anything, housekeeping is in order. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment on what you believe, what the score is going to be, and also make sure you subscribe to the video. It's always important to get this out to the people around. Try and grow this channel as much as possible on the road to 250 subscribers and all the kind of nonsense. I know it's housekeeping, but let's get to this, man. Let's get into this. So, firstly, before we proceed forward, let me just get up the team news because the team has come out. And I'll put it to you guys right here, if you guys can see it. I'll put it bigger. So yeah, obviously a much changed side as predicted, I believe. Is Kelleher in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Matip, Luke Chambers for his debut for Liverpool, Wataru Endo in that sixth position with Jones and Gravenberch in front of him, and a front three of Harvey Elliott, Diogo Jota, and Darwin Nunez. So far, looking at this team in general, it's a relatively strong team. You know, you got yourself Nunez, who's a regular starter. Curtis Jones has become a little bit of a starter for Liverpool, and players like Gravenberch are starting to make their claim, and obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's come in and always been a starter for us for the last 6 years. So all in all, is a very strong lineup, but there's also a lot of inexperience in there as well. Obviously, Luke Chambers being one of them, playing his debut first professional game as a Liverpool player. So kudos to him, man. There's a lot of talk about him. Obviously, he was meant to join Bayer Leverkusen on loan this season, but that fell through. So there's obviously got to be a little bit of talent behind that player. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy's going to do. Looking forward to see what the actual team is going to do, whether they're going to press us, whether they're going to be a little bit wasteful. I don't know. It could be one or two things. So hopefully the players that are wanting to stake a claim for the team turn up and do what is necessary and get the 3 points. Because at the end of the day, we want to get through these games as quick as possible. We want to try and win as many, try and get through as quick as possible as well. We ideally want to have some dead rubber games in the 5th or 6th match day. So it makes us easier and handle the busy December and late November period, which has always been trouble for us for the last couple of seasons. But before we get forward, I want to quickly give a shout out to Leo. Big up Leo in the chat. Obviously, John Cornwell, big up your damn self every single day of the week. Big up Van, very happy with that team. I'm happy as well. I'm happy. I wanted a lot of changes happening. I think our second team is more or less good enough to play against Toulouse and get a result against them. As I'm not mistaken, as I'm checking right now, they're 10th in the league, and the last 5 games that they're playing, if my laptop wants to proceed to that, they've only won 1 in their last 5 games. So that is shocking form, in my opinion. Very, very shocking form. And the last game out, they only just scraped by last 1-0 at home. So it's written for us to actually dominate the game and play well. And that's what I believe is going to happen, man. I really do believe that with the team that we preceded with Alexander-Arnold, Jota, Nunez, Gravenberch, and Matip, players like that I think we should coast by this team, ideally. I really, really do. But people, before I gauge my thoughts on the actual Europa League myself, I want to talk about our actual prospects in this competition. Obviously, we're the favourites going into this competition. We are undoubtedly the strongest team in the competition. We are the strongest outfit compared to every other team in the Europa League. And I just want to gauge if there's anyone believes that they're not. Obviously, we got West Ham in there. We got Brighton, who's obviously in another group. But compared to that, every other team, you're talking Ajax, who's not been that good this season. There's Marseille, who again I'm not too worried about. And there's not many other teams that I look at and be like, look, they're going to cause a problem for us. I think compare it to every other team in the Europa League, I think we blow past them. I think given the fact that the team was so poor last season and we didn't get away with it, with the actual poor run of form that we had, I think is only fair to say that we are the strongest team in the Europa League. We have probably the best attack, one of the best attacks in the entire world. We've got the best right winger in the world, in my opinion, and we also got the best goalkeeper in the world. That alone makes us better than probably 95% of the teams in the Europa League. And then the only problem is when it comes to Champions League teams coming down to Europa, again, I'm not too bothered about any of the teams. Even people would say, Sevilla, they know what the competition is. I'll say this, in 2022, when the Sevilla played against West Ham, they got knocked out. So if we can do that same run of form and the quality of players that we have compared to Sevilla, it should be a cakewalk, in my opinion. It should be more or less Liverpool cruising through into the second round of the Europa League, or cruising through to quarterfinal, semi-final, whatever. It should be that kind of situation given the actual strength and depth of our squad. And talking about strength and depth, even if we go far in the Europa League, we shouldn't have the mentality to just spin it off. We should be winning. We should be challenging on multiple fronts. We should be challenging for a League Cup, an FA Cup, possibly even a Premier League. I still think our actual first team is good enough to go far and challenge for the Premier League. Maybe not win it, but maybe challenge for the league. Maybe we're just a year behind. But that's my thoughts on it. That's all my thoughts on it. I think Liverpool, given the squad that we have and the quality of players that we have, it should be a walk in the park, in my opinion. That's all I've got to say on that. That's really all that I've got to say on that. But score prediction time. I want to quickly go through the score prediction before I head off. It's going to be a simple game, in my opinion. I think we're not going to be as wasteful as the previous game against Everton. I think we are going to be a little bit more clinical. I think we're going to be a lot more better on the ball as well. And I think we're going to cause a lot of problems to them. I think Toulouse, I don't know, compared to Everton, whether they are the same. I think obviously my bias against Everton, I'll say that Everton's probably worse than Toulouse, and they'll probably put up a bigger fight. But either way, we should be winning this game. And again, the players don't have excuse of international break anymore. They've already know how to play with each other. It's been almost a week that they've been together. They should be putting a more dominating performance. And again, like I said before, there are certain players that that want to stake a claim for the first team. And it should be a sort of dominating performance. We're in October, some of the players have gotten used to the system. It should be, and we're playing against a pretty low-level team compared to us. We should be winning. Big up Philip in the chat. Ram, what's the time? Is the kickoff? And are you doing a watch along? 2-1 Reds. I won't be doing a watch along. I'm not a massive fan of watch alongs, to be honest. I prefer more or less watching the game and not having a camera on me all the time. You know, it's just I want to give my actually concentrate on the game whilst not only concentrating on two things. I want to put full attention to football. That's why I'm not really a fan of the watch alongs, and I feel as though watch alongs can be a little bit what's the word? It can be a little bit more. It's not authentic. A little bit plastic. You're trying to force certain emotions out. That's not what I'm all about. You know, that's not what I'm about. But when it comes to kickoff is going to happen in 45 minutes. It's happening at 8 o'clock, and we are at Anfield, which is another big factor. We haven't lost at Anfield since last year against Leeds in that terrible run of form. So that's another reason why we should be dominating the game that we should. That's why I wouldn't have minded to have a lot more changes. I think we could have gotten away with 2 or 3 more changes, putting a couple more youngsters. I would have loved to see Joao Consta play in this game, but if Klopp believes that he needs to give certain players a run out, then look, Klopp is the kind of guy that knows more than me. He knows more than 95% of the population when it comes to football. So I'm not gonna doubt him on that. And obviously, Philip, you said 2-1 Reds. I'm going to give my quick prediction. I don't think we're going to concede today. I think with the quality of players in defense and also the goalkeeper in every position, I'm actually going to go for a 3-0 win. I think we are going to play a lot better than the game at the Merseyside derby on last Saturday, sorry. I think we are going to play a lot better. I think we're going to play a lot more expansive, and I think a couple of the players we're going to try put up some standout performances. And obviously, certain players are trying to get back into the rhythm of things, and I think this is the kind of game that they'll really stake a claim on this match. So I'd say Liverpool are going to win 3-0. I think in terms of goal scorers, I'll say Jota will get a goal. Obviously, he's the main guy on the thumbnail, so I'm going to put him up as one of the goal scorers. And I also think Darwin Núñez is going to get a goal, and Curtis Jones is going to get a goal as well. I think those 3 players are going to get a goal. I think Curtis Jones is due for a goal, in my opinion. I think he's unlucky with that red card. It was a red card at the end of the day, but that's by the by. But Curtis Jones, for me, I think he's going to get. I think he's going to get a goal. I don't think he's scored this season, and I think just to put an air of doubt on Klopp's mind, he's going to get a goal and give him a bigger headache for Saturday or Sunday, whenever we're playing against Nottingham Forest. Big up Demo in the chat saying, obviously backing his boy Curtis Jones, saying he's scoring tonight. I believe so. I think he's going to score tonight. I think CJ is going to come back and be like, this will be the time where I'll stake a claim for the squad. Philip is saying that Gravenberch will be man of the match. Who knows, man? Who knows? And you know what? If they both put it in a masterclass today, it's going to be a bigger headache for Jurgen Klopp to pick who is going to be the starting midfielder next to Szoboszlai and McAllister. But yeah, that's my predictions on that. I think Núñez is going to score. I want to get you guys' prediction. What's your prediction? Who's going to score today? Who's going to stay? Who's going to be your man of the match? I'm going to say, like I said before, Jota, Núñez, and Jones is going to score tonight. In terms of man of the match, you know what? Because of the hype that's surrounding Luke Chambers, I might put him up as a man of the match, I might put Luke Chambers up for man of the match. Obviously, got a lot of suitors in Germany. Got a lot of suitors. I think Xabi Alonso is a massive fan of him. I think he's going to prove himself what he's all about. And I think he might get a little bit of an assist, maybe an assist for Jota or Núñez, maybe an assist for Jota or Núñez. So I think for me, Luke Chambers might be the guy that gets man of the match. But people, I need to know, who do you guys think is going to win? Who do you guys think is going to score tonight? And who do you guys think is going to be man of the match? Obviously, Philip here is saying that Gravenberch will get man of the match. Is a good shout. I think he's in the last couple of games that he's played in, he's actually been very, very solid as a player. He's been very, very good. Demo here saying Núñez is going to be man of the match. So I'm guessing Núñez is going to get 2 goals tonight then, because obviously you're saying Liverpool's going to win 3-2. Interesting. A little bit closer than mine. I still think it's going to be a 3-0 cakewalk for me. I think we are just that much stronger and that much better than Toulouse, that we should be doing better. But yeah, it should be a 3-0 pumping for us. Happy for Endo. Look, Endo's got to show me a little something. I wasn't too keen on getting him from Stuttgart, but Endo, he's got a stake a claim, because every time he's played in the Europa League, he hasn't really played that well, in my opinion. I think he's been a little, steady Eddie, not really doing much. I think he's just doing the basic stuff. You need to do more. If you want to stake a claim as the starting six for Liverpool, you've got to do a little bit more for us. You can't be doing the basic things. You've got to be putting tackles in. You've got to be in the right position. You've got to be able to intercept whenever it's need be. You've got to be able to play football at the same time. And he just hasn't shown it, in my opinion. But maybe in this game he might show it. Maybe today he might show it. Big up Ends in the chat. Big up to yourself. Ends, who do you think is going to score tonight? Do you think Nunez, Jota, Elliott, Jones, Grav? Who do you think is going to score tonight? And also, who else do you think is going to be man of the match? And what's your score prediction? I want everything, man. I want your score prediction. I want who's going to score, and I want your man of the match in the comments, man. We're discussing what I've talked about. Obviously, I think it's going to be a 3-0 win. I think Curtis Jones is going to score, and I think Luke Chambers is going to be man of the match. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I want to gauge what you guys are thinking as well. If Ends is going to say Gravenberch because he has an agenda, I don't think he has an agenda. I think he just knows when a ball is playing, and he's a baller. Look, I'm with Ends if he does have an agenda. I think he's a very talented player. I didn't want him to play as a 6, but I didn't think Liverpool were actually going to put him as a 6. Playing him as an 8 is a completely different situation. And yeah, he's shown himself to be a very, very, very good player and very, very talented player as well. Pace and power, man, always helps. Always help. Add a little bit of technical ability and a little bit of flair. You got yourself a baller, man. You got yourself a baller. Philip here saying that the score is going to be Darwin Nunez and Diogo Jota. So the same as mine. Same as mine. Obviously, he said 2-1. Obviously, I think Curtis Jones might get a little bit of goal. You know what I mean? But yeah, interesting 2-1. Ends wants Gravenberch over Curtis Jones. I won't have it. You know what? I can hear it. You know what? It's a good thing. I want to say this. It's a good thing that we have all these players playing at such a good level, you know. And I think it's also a good thing for Jurgen Klopp. I guarantee you, Jurgen Klopp is not the kind of guy that says, "Oh no, all these players are playing so well, but I can't pick from all of them." I'm guessing he's like, cool. All these guys are playing well. If all three of them are gelling, then it's beautiful. But if it don't work out, I can bring someone on, and they can actually come onto the match and change the game. That's what he's thinking at this moment, and that's only gonna do what Liverpool any good. Liverpool's gonna strive from that, and that's the only benefit that I can see from it. It's never a bad thing when all your players are playing at such a good level. It could only get better. And because we want to try and challenge for the League Cup, FA Cup, Europa, and Prem, as what Dom says, we've got to do that, man. We've got to do it. Ends here saying that Darwin's going to score 3, Grav is going to get 1, and also Endo is going to get 1. Interesting. Obviously, because of Darwin scoring 3 goals, getting a hat-trick, he's going to be man of the match, as he said. So, interesting. You think Endo might get a goal, you know? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. But look, man, I wish anything to build up his confidence, man. Anything to build up his confidence. Obviously, you say a 5-1 win. What's it with everybody with no clean sheets, man? Come on. Say 1 clean sheet. I didn't think we are going to get a clean sheet against Everton, but we got a clean sheet, man. Come on. Where's the hope? Where's the hope, man? Like your Curtis on no context. You know what I mean? You come on, guys. We can't be fighting about whose midfield is better, who's better. Curtis Jones, Gravenberch, they're all good. If they're all good, Liverpool benefit from that. And that's all I've got to say on that, man. But people, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to get ready for this match against Toulouse. I will be back. It won't be a live stream. It'll probably be a video, an upload on my thoughts on the game. Who played well, who needs to improve, a little bit of a player rating kind of thing. And that will be uploaded either tonight at midnight or either tomorrow morning. So yeah, just keep an eye out on the Ramsand. There will be a post-match review of the Europa League game against Toulouse. Dimo Dre saying, clean sheets are a rare thing, boss. So it is rare, but today I believe we're going to get it, man. I believe we're going to get the clean sheet. I don't think we're going to win convincingly. Yeah, but people, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the video and obviously to the live stream. Get this out there to as many people as possible. Get it on your socials, on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Get it shared out to as many people as possible. Trying to build this thing up as much as possible on the road to 250 subscribers But people, I appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna love you, leave you. Peace.